everybody. Coming off. Let me. Water. Hello, mate. Colin Maguire, you okay, little Colin? Scouser. Freedom. Yeah, I still walking a bit. I've been up the pub. He's bloody peeing all over. I love and respect to you all. Timmy B. I hear Emma. She's just been in. Evening in the chat. My eyes watering again. Can't believe it. Been upstairs. The pup. He's peeing on the floor. Obviously, he stinks of ammonia. So she's upstairs cleaning the carpet 2 or 3 times a day. It's a fucking nightmare. Timmy B. Freedom. Rob. Hello, Rob. I hope you're okay, mate. Monty 16 evening. Johnny Edwards. Hello, both. Pat's, I can't see that. P, is that? I can't see that. Pat's is P-A-T-T-A-S, I think it is. My eyes are getting fucking worse. Pat's, yeah. Off your topic talk. Thank you very much, mate. Steve, you're okay, brother? I haven't seen you for a while. I've been bad, Steve. My eyes, I've had alleged conjunctivitis, and my eyes keep watering. And I was just getting normal eye drops. I was getting another set of normal eye drops, another set. So we went to see the doctor, and he went, you need antibiotics, you've got allergic conjunctivitis. That'll never go away, it'll just get worse and worse. That's why my eyes were streaming. That idiot was going, look at me, it's gouging. I wasn't gouging at all. I was ill with my eyes and my chest. So they give me antibiotics for my chest, penicillin, and they give me got the antibiotics off the chemist. But they messed my meds up 3 weeks. It took nearly 3 weeks to get my meds back. Fucking about 17 days it was. So I never went and got them. So I went to get them, and it was you. They said, oh, you've got to print for a new review, I think it was called. So anyway, I couldn't go for 2 or 3 days because my eyes were that bad, maybe 4 days. So I made a point on the 4th day. They said, oh, I can't get you until after the weekend. So that was like 7 days. So I went after the weekend. I went, oh, you've got to see the doctor first for a review. But we'll put you down for your prescription. But we can't give you it because he has to write in your review. So I had to go back again. The next day, phoned up again, got in, phoned the house. He said, oh, can you come in to see me? I went, when he said tomorrow, I said, right, so I went in, seen him, that was sorted. And can I get my meds? He said, well, I'll write down now for it, you can get it. They'll send it in the next 2 days or so. I thought, another 2 days, that was what was going on, fucking ridiculous. So he said, oh, I can't do anything about it because you have to have the review, you see, because you've been on it for like 2 years now. You have to have a review after so many 6 months. I don't know if it's 2 years, what the fuck it is. So I had to wait again. So then they said, oh, if you could come round on Saturday morning, you'll have it. Went on Saturday morning, said, oh, I don't believe it. The doctors forgot to sign it for you. I couldn't fucking believe it, honest to God. And then Monday, they said, come Monday. Went Monday, and he wasn't in again, the doctor who was supposed to sign for it. So then I ended up getting it on the Wednesday, I think it was. Emma went and got it. Fucking carry on. What a nightmare. Rob, Trap, Timmy B, Darren Dennis, another mate, Eston, old school. Yeah, I remember Eston days. We've got Gary up there. Remember Gary, Peter O, Anthony O. We used to train with, and Tony Boyce, great fighter, great lad. I used to bench 6 plates to teach him. So he used to say to me, fucking hell, Brian, you can't get any bigger, you're going to bust. He said, your fucking back's like that. He said, it's bigger than a silverback. He said, me now, last us just watch you come in the club, the gym there. You walk up them stairs, you look like a giant silverback coming up the stairs. They were all laughing in the gym. Rich T, Biscuit 78, normal, Bright. Yeah, I'm getting there, mate. Back to us. All Bright, Matthew Leonard, Christopher Walker. Hello, Christopher. Hello, mate. Patsy of Freedom. Thank you, Robert. You're a legend, mate. God bless you. Levy, 501. Hope you're okay, Levy. To be bees there. Adam, Freedom, Adam Townsend. Cartman, I haven't seen you for a while. Steve Shannon, you okay, brother? Another great lads from Groveville. I used to run the door there years ago there. I used to go in there, and there was 5 top doormen, but from out the area. They were in like a syndicate where they'd be like doormen, where they put them all different parts of the country, but not in the middle of you could do that. So they put 5 top big monsters like bodybuilders on. And all 5 of them got stabbed on the New Year's Eve. Every fucking one of them got stabbed up. So it was like a rough pub in a council estate, Groveville. Lovely people. So I got the doors. I got 15 doors of Punch Robson solicitors. said there's only you could do this. And I used to go to Sunderland, I had a door up Sunderland, 3 in Stockton, 4 in Middlesbrough, some up towards Norton Village and that, and some in Billingham. And these were doors where they couldn't put, like, say, 3 or 4 people on because they couldn't afford us. So me and my brother used to do it, Bobby, I used to get £30 a door. I was doing 15 doors, so it was like £30 a night, twice, like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I used to work. Good money, very good money, cash in hand and all it was. But they wouldn't up say I walked in, like, say, Sunderland, Eddie, but all the doormen from Sunderland walked out to see me, about 20, 30 doormen on the door with us. Yeah, I used to have some good times there. We used to go up there, we used to do the West End of Sunderland. I did Annabelle's, all the people from Sunderland know I'm talking the truth. They've all seen me up there, Big Brian Lofton, Stewie, Kev Whitehead, another friend of mine. Also was that Kevin Blades, another great lad. I went to have a fight in Bertree. This lad had a beer business, and this Scottish lad come down from Scotland, and he was going to have a fight with him. There was 2 castles, these Scottish lads, and they had guns. So I phoned up a couple of pals from here, and I got a lift. So I got there, then he said, I like Big Brian Lofton and all them. He could fight for front Brian. Fucking big lump of a bloke, about 20 stone, about 6'4", natural, fucking big lump. I might there to get them off them lids. It's a cheaper Lucas there, the other one's just the same stuff. It's dead cheap. It's only £1.50 instead of paying £4 or something for the other ones. Paul Matty, my Nordics cap man is in there. Anyone else in there? Miss Lee Canwell, you okay, Lee? Call him guy, I've got you. Stop sneaking in. Graham Smith. Please push the like buttons, yes, to support the channel, and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost a penny to subscribe. All it does is when you come on, when I send that little note to say I'm coming on live, it'll send a signal to your computer to say Brian's coming on live now. Just to send you that signal. Thanks for coming on, everyone, tonight. It was looking good. 95 people on already. We've only been on what? Fucking hell. We've only been on what? 7 minutes. There's nearly 100 people on. Paul Cresswell, Darren Dennis. If you talk again. Today, Levy's on there. Growfield, yeah. You're a few lads from Boran, Growfield, Whitehead, Kevin, a few lads. Yeah, Kevin was a good lad. I met him quite a few times. He was in jail with that tinfoil, fucking doing a new book on that fucking new pedo, if you know what I mean. I know the same as Sykes. So he's in with Delray Showers from Liverpool, the drug lord. So he's in there. So the Showers is having it off with this young kid from Sunderland. So Kevin's on the wing. Kevin comes in and went. It was either Armley or Manchester. I'm not sure which one. I think it could be Manchester. So he said, "What are you doing, yo?" Yeah, it was Manchester, definitely Manchester. Chris Curry was in. So they'd already said about this kid, this fucking wrong for Liverpool. Tinfoil's doing a book about, isn't it all about nonsense? Jimmy Savile, Paul Sykes, Delroy Showers, fucking over and over again, nonsense. You know, Perpelaki, you want to do one of them. It's always wrong, and you want to do books on. Because he likes all that shit. He says, I think Paul Sykes could give you a good to go today. I said, and you could have given me a run for your money. No, let's get this right. I went with Dave Garside and Terry Rich. It's in my Taxman book, Taxman 2005 or 4, when I did it. And I did the documentary. Me and Dave went down there. We went in Terry Rich's car. We went in Terry's. And we were driving down there, down the motorway to Wakefield. And when we got down there, we went to this little, them cafes where the fucking greasy spoon. We were fucking starving, we didn't know how to eat all day. I got up 6 o'clock in the morning, so we sat up about 7. About 8 o'clock, something like that, we got there. Maybe a little bit later, at 9 o'clock. And we had a runabout. Can't find this lad. Couldn't find him. And we went to this cafe, like I say, we were in there for about an hour. And the woman said, "Hey, you're a big lad to Dave Garcia, who fought the British heavyweight title. He got beat by Horace Notes in the 6th round. Really good fighter. Really good boxer." He offered him out as well, Dave, twice. Dave offered him out in Spencer's bar twice in Middlesbrough. He shit himself. He wouldn't come outside with Dave Garside. Dave had destroyed him. So we goes in looking for him, because what he'd done is he took £1,200 off this kid, and he gave it to this other lad who was having sex with. He's always having sex with young boys. So he had £1,200 in this lad's house. So me and Dave and that's gone in. Anyway, I said, "Where's that money?" He went, "Oh, I haven't got it." So he said, "Well, where is it then?" I went to go grab the cunt. He went, "Oh, look, that waved me off. Didn't want to know like that." I said, "What, £1,200?" He said, "I haven't got the money." He said, "There's the phone number." He gives the number. So the lad at the table. So we phoned the lad. We went to the lad's house. So we picked this lad up. I said, "You got the £1,200?" It goes to say Tom, whatever his name was. But yeah, but can you give us the money then? He went, "No. Can you do me a favour?" I said, "I know what you're going to say. You're going to ask, can you come with us?" He said, "Yeah, of course you can." So if I give you it, then you could say he hasn't had it again. If you just keep it. I said, "Yeah, I understand that." We went and seen the lad. I said, "Give him £600 and they give us £600." So I've got two, Dave got two, and Terry Rich got two. Sykes did nothing. Sykes did nothing. Not a thing. He did fucking nothing. He sat at the table like I'm sat here, and he seen me coming like that, and he got white as a sheet. He was drinking a pint of beer. It wasn't light, it was beer. We sat at a table like this. He was in the corner, like 3/4 of the way, right at the end. You couldn't get any foot. There's a wall like here, this. And I come in, Dave come in, and Terry come in. So when we were in the cafe, she went, "Oh, you are a big lad." To Dave, went, "Oh, he's the European pie eating champion. I'm the British heavyweight pie eating champion, and Brian is the world champion." She said, "Oh, yeah." She went, never swore. She went, "Bloody hell, he's huge, isn't he?" Fucking neck was like that. You'll see the sides of it when new book covers coming out, how big my neck was. I had a 23 3/4 inch neck, just under 24 inches my neck. You can see how thick my neck is on my shoulder. My traps are up here, needing in my ears. So the covers are just my picture of me. I'm still like this. I've got really short hair in it. And you can see there's not a bit of fat on my face or anywhere. I'm 23 stone, 10 pound. But that's the name of the book, The Tax Man, on the front cover. It looks really good picture. I was 34 when I got took. No one would have beat me in them days. No one. So this idiot is doing another book on another PDWD. I'll check all the Liverpool lads. They'll tell you what he is. Dirty wrong. That used to sell heroin to people on the streets, and they used to go with Jimmy Savile once a month. They used to go to a place with a man called Denser Flint, who worked for the BBC. Jimmy Savile worked for the BBC, and they used to go to a big house. Dennis Flint had a big house in the countryside in Scarborough, where there's a beach and everything, obviously there, the seaside. And they used to go. So there was him, Del Royce Howard, and that other one, and Paul Sykes. So they used to go to this place, and they used to have, this is tinfoil's words, they used to have orgies in there. And then Jimmy O said to him on the show, well, it didn't take a brain surgeon what he was doing to the kids in the house, did it? It didn't take any brain surgery to do what Jimmy Savile was doing to the kids, Dennis Flint and Paul Sykes and Del Royce Howard. Didn't take a brain surgeon what they were getting up to. So Jimmy was onto him that day when we were in the place. Don't forget to push the like buttons, guys. 30 on, 30, 136 on, 30 thumbs up. It does the fucking troll's head, and he hates to see all the likes going up. He did a live the other week. Someone said, Brian, he said he had 12 on the live, and out of the 12, there was 4 of them fake accounts. Then with that stupid daft Gary Smash and all the other fucking Bell Enders and fucking that's all his channels, guys. By the way, Bell Enders is him. That horrible fucking old man. I can't remember his fucking name. Rob knows his name. Ebenezer Greensplat. That's him and his wife. That's the trolls. That's what they do. So he was sat there with 12 people alive going like that. He said, Brian, I'm not joking. He's about 18 stone of fat. His fucking head's like a big, massive ball like that. It's twice as big as your head. So, well, I'm nearly 60 and he's 43. Like I said to you, if you want to meet me anywhere you want, let's do a Boxing Day for charity. Anywhere you want to meet me, we'll put all the money to watch children in need. I'll meet you anywhere you want. You bring someone with you, I'll bring someone with me. We'll have the straight there. Do it like proper men. You keep going about how good you are the baby in. You met the ABA finals 3 times. You were doing so well making money off your boxing. You're great to shout at young kids in the street and threaten people in the street. So come and meet a man. 1-to-1. I'm not 100% fit, but I'll still destroy you. This is now to do with the police, grass and cunt. This is you asking me out for a fight. I accept your challenge now. Whenever you want to meet me, I'll meet you now. Any day, tomorrow, next week, next month, the month after, whenever you want to meet me, I'll come and meet you. You fucking coward. You fucking fat coward. Threatening my wife and threatening me and threatening my brother and threatening my family when I was poorly. Come and do it now, big man. Come on. Come on, big man. Name and location where you're at and I'll come meet you. I'm not going to scream and shout and go on like an idiot. You shout me out. I have the right to respond to it. I've responded to it straight to me and you anywhere on the tarmac. We'll do it on the tarmac then, where you don't get laughed at because everyone's got to watch it. Won't have no cameras there. We'll just take it back fist to fist, me and you, straight down any couple. Do it in the Stokes just up the road where you used to live. And by the way, you've been kicked out of there as well. You've been not just kicked out, you've been evicted because you never paid your mortgage. They came in and took everything out of his house, everything's gone. I wonder where all the money went. Let me think. Could it went on Brown? Could it went on Mr. Brownhead, yeah? Yeah, that's right. This is a documentary where Savile used to go with Paul Sykes, and Sykes used to mind him because Jimmy Savile used to be a wrestler years ago. I know quite a few people know him because I worked in a lot of the black lads I know from Leeds. That's where he's at. So he's scumbags. He's got to the police and said, I've done all these sorts. I've got, and by the way, I'm going to schools as well after Christmas, yeah. So if I'm a paedophile, Jamie, how am I going in the schools? Yeah, if I've got 100, if the police have got 130,000 images of children, why haven't I been charged? You're a fucking wrong'un. You are a pure wrong'un, you. So now you're writing another book on another wrong'un. So what Paul Sykes, everyone knows where he was. So the second time what happened was Paddy Conroy. Conroy's contacted Dave. Dave contacted me and said, look, Conroy, because I didn't really know Conroy then. And what happened is there was a deal. We got £20,000 with these jade elephants. Were like, obviously green jade elephants. And I know now about antiques. But it was like something off the Antique Roadshow, you know, and you see something in Sudbury. So me, Dave Garside, and Paddy Conroy, Dave Garside drove, and I'm in the back, and I'm falling asleep in the fucking back. Anyway, we gets there, same pub, same table, and same fucking pint nearly. So I said, I'm going to knock this cunt out this time. So he goes, leave him with me. He said, because he just had his last fight was 1991, about June, July. So he'd only stopped boxing about 6 months. So he was still super fit because he was in the ring boxing. So he sat at the table, same scenario, young lad again, don't know if it was the same one. So oh, Sykes, get outside. Get out fucking side, I said. Now get outside, me and you now. He's going, no. On the Jimmy O show, you still tinfoil going. He went like that, Brian Cockerill, no, just waved him on. He wouldn't come outside with me. He fucking shit his fucking self, and I mean fucking diarrheaed himself. He absolutely shit himself. I was fucking 27, I think, 26, 27. I was fucking huge. And that's when, obviously, I told you when I went with Garside and that a couple of months before. So twice I taxed Paul Sykes, and he did nothing. The clown sat there like a fucking shithouse, like he did with Terry Marshall. Terry Marshall had a fight with him in Leeds and fucking battered him all over Leeds. Sykes never come back because he's a coward. He did the same with John L. Gardner ring, getting beat, turned his back. When do you ever hear of a boxer in your whole life? Have you ever heard of a boxer turn his back in a fight and give up? Because I have never heard of it in my fucking life. He's the only one I've ever seen do that, turn his back in a fight. Coward man, mate, little China lost £10,000 on him. They all thought because he was in jail, he was tough and all that. But I've seen loads of people with cuts all over the faces and broken noses and tattoos all over and all that. And the people think because they've got all that on, they've got cuts here and everything. You've got to remember, the one with no cuts on the faces, the one with no broken noses, the one with no fucking face round here and fucking eyes hanging out and fucking big lumps and big noses. They're the ones who are the good looking ones who've got no marks on them. They're the best fighters because they haven't been beat. It's the ones who punch the fuck. Like, wouldn't look, got a face like a dog wouldn't lick. They're the ones that can't fight. They can have a fight, but they can't fight properly because they always get beat. That's why the faces smash their foot. Fucking noses like that. They can't. He talks a lot of fucking shite. He tells everyone that he got his nose reconstructed. You never had a fight. How can you get your nose reconstructed when you never had a fight? You had 3 sparring sessions. One in John Dryden's, they stopped you. Abdul punched your fucking head in that much, he knocked you out on the canvas. You were pouring the blood from your nose and your mouth. Your nose was pouring the blood, and that's what you're on about. You were only in 30 seconds, you got battered. Then you were at Marty Turner's. He stopped the fights. He said, you can't fight, son, you're going to have to leave the gym. Then Dennis Power kicked you out of his gym. So 3 top coaches, all with well-known top boxers. Then you were trying to tell them how to box. That's the narcissist. These people have got, like, Dennis Power's got, like, in his stable, like, world champions, European champions. Marty Joseph China, world champion, that caught in his car. He's telling Marty how to teach. He said, oh, you want to punch like this and do that? What are you going on about? He said, I've been doing this 44 years. Longer than he was alive, he's been doing. He's trying to tell Marty how to box. Then he went, I'm over to the gym. I'm over to the gym in Stokesy. I've got the permission off the council. I said, oh, shite, cuckoo shite. So he only got in them schools because of me, because of my friend. My friend's called Gary. And Gary had them punch things what you get. It's like a man. And you can, the mixed martial arts, people like Paul Veris will probably use it, you know, to punch. So I'm just going to have a go at that, Brian. No, you're all right. And they'll put the windows in this place. Flighty was there. I think Benzie was there. Gary and his family were there, and little Brian was there, I think. So I said, I'll have a go then. So I went bang, 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 and I punched the fucking head clean off it, snapped in half. He went, that fucking cost me 200 quid, that. You've destroyed it. And they were laughing like fucking flying in the house, having a good laugh. We had out dinner there with Gary, but Gary's like that. He was there. The one who does all the security. He said, why don't you charge £1 a house? There's 5,000 houses in Gubby. Charge £1 a house and tell the people don't even charge £2 house and just said, I'm not paying the money towards the police. I'm going to give Brian Cockerill money because I trust him more than I trust the police. And when I was doing the stuff like that, the people houses I was looking at, not a lot around here, but all over all the places, they'd phone me, and when I'd be there for 10 minutes, I'd be stopped. One was on the McIntyre, and well, Brian, the lad come me at the shop. You can see the lad talk Asian lad, Parliament Road. He went, the window got smashed. Brian came in. The police took weeks, never bothered. Brian came within 10 minutes. The lad was at the door and paid me the money. And then his mum said, give him a good shout, and Brian scared him. I shouted at him anyway. He went back. I said, next time I'll fucking batter you. You won't live in this town no more. I'm sorry. So the lad then ended up turning around. The lad who smashed the window, the lad whose window got smashed, ended up giving this kid a job, and he got a full-time job. He was on about 300 quid a week. So it's a good story, that one. But so from being like, the police couldn't do nothing, I got the money back straight away for him. He made him work £150 off for the money for the window. But then he kept the money. He said he was such a good lad, just probably a kid who has nothing to do. So these kids are getting in trouble. A lot of it's boredom. Hell of it's boredom. That poor young lass that the other week who got stabbed, and my heart goes out to the family. Honestly, it does. I've already spoke to the mayor about the machetes. I've already spoke to the mayor about the fucking knives. We, as a unit, as a family, all of us need to stick together. And I'm telling you this, I'm sick of telling them. I've already spoke to kids in schools, and the teacher said, you really come across good. So I said, the thing what we need to do to stop this knife camp, we need to stop this people getting stabbed. It's no good when they're teenagers, because they're already on that stony path. Some of them kids are making more money than the mums and dads. They're getting £2,000 a week, dropping drugs off all over London or in wherever, Manchester, Liverpool. So if you say, well, I'll get you a job, you get £100 a week, they're like, I can make that in 2 minutes, £500, jump on a train to Manchester and jump back to London and get another £500. So they'll bring heroin down from him, and you'll bring cocaine for him. So they'll be doing 2 jobs, going on with £1,000 a week. So that kid's already on that stony path. Then you're not going to get him off that path. He's buying big Rolexes and top of the range cars and all that fucking stuff. 15, 16-year-old fucking kids with fucking 30, 40 grand cars on the front. They can't drive them, but they've got people driving them about, older people. And that's what's happening. They're seeing it and glorifying it. And these rap songs, I mean, they're going to bed. I'll put a cap in your ass. I'll blow your head away. I'll stab you one day. I'll kill you this one. All this fucking shite. They're going to sleep with that on. Your subliminal consciousness. You're soaking that in, absorbing it in like a sponge with water. So if you're on about stabbing people, killing people, putting a cap in their ass, shoot them, blow them away, all day long, you're listening to that shit all day long. When it comes, you've got a weapon and you think, I'll just shoot them, because that's what I've been getting told all day long in my head, because I listen to that type of music. And that's no disrespect to anybody writing songs, but that's the type of songs that's getting kids to go out there and do what they do. If you see something on the telly, do it. Kids, go and watch it and see it and do it. Thank you, Freedom. You're a legend, mate. Lord Henry, good evening, everyone, and support Brian and Emma. Thank you very much. Racing lady, love you all the world. God bless you. Lovely lady, yeah. Donny Boy, ETO, keep smiling. Yeah, that's one. Cindy, love, I hope you're okay. Lovely lady. Donny, Steve Shannon, my brother. Great lad, Steve. I've known his dad and everything for years, from, I say, Groville. I've never been called a bully in my life in this town, in Stockton, in Liverpool, in Manchester, in Newcastle, in Sunderland. I call a bully beater of the bullies at Redcar, Stockton, Norton, Billingham, Hartlepool. You ask any person in any town in Teesside, have I been a bully? I'll tell you the same. No, he's not. He's never been a bully. The only one who started that rumour was you, Tinfoil, because you can't stand the thought. I took you to court, won the court case. You got beat at court. If you never got beat, why don't you take me to court for defamation of character and slander? Because you can't, because the judge awarded me the disclosure, and that's where I'm at. I've won the court case. I took the book back off you. I've got my audio book. You seen the other month. She said, it's all about the money. He's going to get the resurrection book, and he's going to rechange it, put a different picture on, make loads of money off it, and rip those off. What did Emma do? Emma went outside and burnt the book. The resurrection of Brian Cockerill got burned. And my mate, Carl Valerie, said, don't do that. And Bram and a few other people said, don't do that name. It'll be bad bad luck for you. And it was nothing but bad luck since when he's the worst bad luck I've ever had him. Every single day I went for him, he never paid 1 pence petrol money. Freedom, thank you, mate. Gifted from memberships. Thank you very much. Helps the channel. He never ever, Tony boy, once put 10 pence in that car. My brother was putting money in every day. I was putting money every day. Bobby was paying for the meals. He was paying for the meals. He paid for one meal and I got one sausage sandwich in 6 months. He's the most greediest, fucking horrible, greedy little cunt, just like his wife. They're rotten with greed. So I was selling the books for them because the books, even though I never got to proofread, which I didn't. On my brother's grave, I never ever got to proofread that. Resurrection of Brian Cockerill. Now, you know for the fact I don't like paedophiles. Now, I would never have let, if I read that book, you know, I wouldn't let that go ahead because of one reason only. Paul Sykes was in the book saying, and if you want to buy another book, buy the Paul Sykes. I would never let Paul Sykes piggyback on my book after a rapist raped my brother and he hanged himself through it when he was younger. He got raped and he hanged himself when he was older. He was 38-year-old because he stayed with him all that trauma for years. And he started taking drugs and heroin, and that's why I hate fucking heroin. I fucking hate it. Once, even the copper said that on the documentary to McIntyre. He said, I'll give him one thing. He said, some coppers want to vilify him, some want to give him a fucking, what was it? He said, some want to vilify him, some want to give him an award. He said, because he does good, he does help a lot of old people. He helps a lot of children off on the streets because he goes to a lot of schools and things. And he's got a hell of a lot of followers behind him. He said, in this area, he said he's got more followers than anyone. He said, but one thing I can honestly say, when he was out of jail, there was never any heroin on the streets. As soon as he went to jail in a couple of months, Middlesbrough was full of it. It was full of heroin. When he came back out in 97, it stopped again because Cockerill stopped all the heroin on the streets and stopped in Middlesbrough and everywhere. Wherever I found out the heroin addicts were, I'd go out addicts people. I'd go in, I'd take the gate off and I'd say, put that in the drain. I was making 10, 15, 20 grand a week. So it meant down to me 5 grand with the heroin down the drain. Throw it down the drain in front of them. I'll flush it down the fucking toilet. And I thought, well, that's 20 grand or 10 grand with the heroin off the street. That's somebody's life saved there. If I let that go on the street, I could have made 10 grand. But then you're sitting there thinking you're contributing to kids. A man's person's been robbed, old people being murdered, kids not getting fed. So I hate the stuff. It's a horror. It should be banned completely, that drug. It's horrible. Worst drug in the world. And that's what you're on, Mr. Brown, every single day. And that's why you can't function. That's why you've got no friends. And that's why nobody wants to talk to you. 192 people on, 43 likes already. We've only been on 43 minutes. Because I know what I'm talking about. You doing books on people, like these people, you don't even know them. I was in jail in Liverpool. I got on with everyone in Liverpool. I was in Leeds. I got on with all the Leeds lads. I was in Wealdstone. I got on with all them. It was all Manchester, Liverpool, Geordies, Gateshead, Newcastle. Everywhere I go, Newcastle, Gateshead, Manchester. I could go to Carlisle, anywhere. I was in jail with most of the lads from there, and go to Barrow-in-Furness, and go to Scotland, and go to Coatbridge, go to Glasgow. Anywhere I go, I've got welcome arms, and people could love me because I don't bully people. As soon as I go in the pub and see a few young lads there and they're a little bit edgy, I go, I hope you're looking after me, right, you young lads. I'm too old now for all this game. They'll come over and start shaking hands and think, oh, you sound Brian. And they always take that edge off me when I was massive. You see these pictures of me when I was huge, when I was at my best. I never, ever, ever. I mean, I'd be in a pub. If somebody bumped into me and spilled my drink, I wouldn't say, hey, you daft little cunt, you owe me a drink. I go, yeah, sorry, son, that was my fault. The kid would go, no, it wasn't Brian, it was me, I bumped into you. I said, look, you want to fight me over it? And they'll start laughing. I'll say, no, I'll get the drinks. And he said to Terry Dicko, he said, I can't believe him. He's fucking not the size of my mate Stone. He's 24 stone. Monster of a man. His fucking hands are bigger than my fucking back. He said, he's just bought me a drink and give me a fucking e-tablet. Fucking 20 or 25 quid or something spent on me there. And it's me who's drunk, not him. He said, Brian's like that. He's not a bully. He never has been. I never got called anywhere. Big Richie Austin, my friend, will tell you. Big Sorby will tell you. Everyone will tell you in Hartlepool. All them lads from Hartlepool love me to bits. I go down that town, Hartlepool. Anywhere I go, any pub or club or nightclub, I'm welcome with people. People in the street, can I get a picture of you, man? Can I get a picture in restaurants, in pubs, in clubs and bars? And I never say no to anyone. Even the kids around here, they all stand outside Tesco sometimes. There'll be 20 kids waiting for a picture. And I'll stand there until every kid gets a picture taken with me. The mums and dads get pictures and all sorts of the babies on my arms, like holding 2 babies and things like that. You're not allowed to go in your fucking family. You're not allowed to go in your own grandchildren. That's a red flag for me. Why will your ex-partner not let you need the 2 children? Weirdo. You've never even seen the kids. And then your other partner, oh yeah, Shirley, she's the same. Her husband wouldn't let her her husband would not let her children come to your house when you were in the house. She could only see them if you went at the house. You went, say, Newcastle for the weekend, or if you went to London or whatever. And then every time you see, you're always going into gay clubs. Well, that's what you're in. That's what you're in. Oh, but you're saying it where your son can see it, and all these friends at school laughing at him. You're a fucking disgrace. I think I'm going to come out that I'm gay. And if I play the part in the movie, and you bent over in front of two people from the BBC and Channel 5, me and Emma, and the ladies, and Stephen Rafe, and Stephen says, and you turned and he went over this table where there's two chairs. Went, can I just play the part where I get bummed in the cells of Paul Sykes? Then I thought, wait a minute, and then you have to wait and register. So you knew he was having sex with them kids because he said in the cells where Paul Sykes bums me. I thought, well, you knew all this time, you. And then when he told me about when he did the interview with his Paul Sykes' sister, he said, I wish I could have a nice brother who I could love and cherish me and look after me instead of the monster that used to rape me every night. He went, I can't put that in the book. I can't put that in the book. I thought, yeah, you know why you couldn't put that in the book, Jamie? Because no one would have bought your book. But that poor woman, you promised her 50% of the book and you kept every single penny. You kept all Paul. I can't stand Paul Sykes what he did to kids. I'll always stand up for the kids what he did it to. But you written the book on that Paul Sykes and trying to glorify him, trying to make him look good to sell books just for money. All about the money, you. And that's what you do. You're a pure bully. You want to straighten it with me. You're shouting your mouth off. When I was in a wheelchair, paralysed, when my wife was in hospital, I couldn't do nothing. You thought I was going to be in that wheelchair forever. By the grace of God, I'm out of the wheelchair now. So let's get this on. Me and you, one-on-one, the taxman versus the fucking tin man. And I'll fucking crumble you with one jab. One jab, I'll take your head clean off. Because you can't fight. I've seen you. You fucking can't even move. You're a big fat balloon. You talk shit. And stop giving your son the phone to go around the schools and saying, look, my dad's offered him out, my dad's, because my nephew was going to punch his fucking head in about 2 years ago. And this is why I've been arrested through this. He said, look, go and show all your friends at school and that, what's happened. Can I help you? What? Nine. John Newton's Acres here, 9 miles, bro. John's and Newton Acres here. 9 miles, bro. Newton Acres. Cheers, son. Appreciate that, John. Yeah, they're just fucking cowards, mate. Want to fight me, want to come to my house and threaten my wife. I was in a wheelchair and say, we're coming in the house, we're going to rape your wife, but we're going to video it so you can see it because you're paralysed and crippled in your wheelchair, you fucking spacker. Sending me videos like that on my phone while I was in hospital. I was thinking, I'm going to have to try this. I had to stay in hospital for 12 weeks. I was only in for 9 weeks, 9 or 12 weeks. And I stayed only in for 3. The only reason I could stay in for 3 because she was getting threatened. They were going to come to the house. The body come to the house, smash the windows. And they said they were going to rape Emma and kill the dog, my little dog, the big dog, Eli, and not the little, what was he called? Scrappy. He's going to kill Scrappy and bum the dog. That's his favourite thing. And he gets that saying, I'm going to bum your dog, because of Paul Sykes used to say it, because Peter, when I did the Savannah Marshall, when I did the video of Savannah Marshall, world champion and European heavyweight, she was world champion heavyweight and the world champion middleweight, what's she? The cruiserweight, I think now, or middleweight. She won the heavyweight and the world, both world champions she was. Peter Fury said, when he was in jail, he said Sykes would have sex with anyone, old men, old women, a dog, a horse, a cat, anything. He'd have sex with anything. He was just absolutely wild. He said he died a horrific death, and rightly so, for what he did. What he did in his lifetime was disgusting and vile. And Johnny Nelson from the same area, Sheffield, said he was a vile, horrible man, and what he got is just desserts. He died a horrible, horrific life because he used to go in the park where the kids were, and he'd wear a daft hat. So they'd come up and want to fight 15, 16-year-old kids. He'd knock them out because he could fight. He was a boxer. They were really 14, 15-year-old kids, but when they got 18, 19-year-old, and he was dead old, and he was fucked, decrepit then, he used to be in a skip. He used to go in and crack eggs on his head and throw dog shit on him and try to set him alight. But they set him alight in a skip. And he was on a light, but they saved him. But he got bullied every day for years after that. but he just couldn't stop the drugs. Lots of people tried to help him, but he's the same. I said, look, why don't you come with me? Come stay at my house. Me and Bobby look after you, but you can't have no drugs. We'll keep an eye on you. Just before I got back with Emma, I haven't seen him for years. So me and Bobby said, look, about 6 months before I met Emma, I said, come and stay with me. I'll look after you. I'll keep you off the drugs. Do like a month off the drugs. We'll go out training. I'll get you on the bag and that. Get that fucking body weight off you, all that fat of you. Get detox you and get you right. Didn't want to fucking know. All shite. Oh, can you give me a lift to such and such? I'm giving him a lift to places, thinking he's poorly, he needs medication. He was going to drug houses. So I went to this lad's house. He was a boxing trainer, this lad. I knocked on the door and I went, hey mate. He went, I said, where is he? He said, oh, he's over there. He said, in the pub, getting a couple of bottles of whiskey and Bacardi or something. So you come in, Bri. He said, I remember you coming with Sean Day. He said, it was in the garage, Sean Day's garage at Lingdale. He said, you were on the bag. And he said, you were about 22 stone, 23 stone. He said, you were moving around it like you were about 24-year-old. He said, you were moving around that bag like a fucking middleweight. He said, you were hitting it that much power. I don't think anyone could have stood up to them shots. He said, fuck, never seen. He said, I've boxed all my life. He's 50-odd-year-old. I've never seen anyone punch that hard or move that fast for your size. And anyone will tell you the same. All the boxing trainers I went with, John Black and all of them said the same. You're punching heavier than most of the top pro heavyweights in the world. He said, so imagine what you'd be like if you dropped out to 19 stone instead of being 24 stone. So I dropped out to 22. I was a lot faster. But when I was fighting for money and things like that, the travellers used to all come with me. I'd be about 20 stone, 10 pounds, and that's when I was really fast with my hands. But that fucking idiot wanted to fight me when I'm paralysed. That shows the stamp of him done it. What a coward. I was trying to say I had 2 fights with Garside. Garside beat me in 2 fights. No, I didn't. Garside got the better of me in the first fight, so I was off my head on drugs. 3 days I'd been out on drugs, and I still put up a 10, 12-minute fight with him. And he caught me with a beauty body shot, and he got the better of me. So I went back to the drawing board. But you won't beat me fucking when I'm sober, no drinking me, no drugs. I trained for 10 weeks, run on Wrecker Beach, run up the hills, got salt there and all that stuff. I went back and I beat him. 3 punches, it was all over. I broke his jaw in 6 places. Made a mess of like Dave. But me and Dave shook hands 30 years ago, and he's trying to cause more trouble today with Dave. But Dave hasn't said a word about me. I've never said a word about Dave. But he did the same with Richie Horsley, calling me. So contacted Mick Sorby the other week, and Mick Sorby went, Ryan, I've never called you a word. I wasn't allowed to speak your name or nothing when I was doing that podcast with him. I wasn't allowed to mention you. He says, I've known you for 50 years. I treat you like a son. And I said, I think you're like a dad to me. You used to take me out everywhere. So he tried to keep saying, when I was poorly, that Mick wants to fight me, this one wants to fight me, this one wants to fight me. So trying to drive me around the fucking bend he was. But it didn't work because the Lord Jesus was on my side. That shield right round me and protects me with an armour. Emma! Thicker skin, mate. Yeah, the fucking dibbies, mate. Well, yeah, he's early 40s. He's 42, I think he is. He's a fucking clown. There was a lad who was a boxer from Normanby. He was in the pub in Normanby, shouting his mouth, I was going to do this to me. And I went, bang, bang, bang. 4 shots hit him, knocked him, bust all his side here, bust his nose and bust his lip. He's laying on the floor screaming, get the police. So everyone in the pub put it's against him, saying he started it. Well, I've never got nicked. That's all he does. He causes trouble. When I was speaking to some of the people the other month, up Stokely, because I'm allowed to go there now because the bail conditions, what he tried to get me nicked for, said I was going to do this to him and do that. They've checked everything, there's nothing, they found nothing on my computers, not one single thing. So it's all lies. So really, he's prepared to cause injustice by making stories up that didn't even actually happen, just lies. So really, he should be getting done for wasting police time. This is the 16th time I've been arrested. Not arrested or arrested. I had to go into the police station. Once I've been arrested, and the other times I've had to go to the police station for the allegations. Stokely 5 times, 4 times at my house. They've been here 3 times at my house, or 4 they've been at my house. Where you've seen me where I've had to go in the police station in Stockton, all because of him and his lies, all made up shit. So I said, how long is this going to go on? This has been going on for 3.5 years now, 4 years. He keeps making stories up about me. You keep arresting me for it, or you keep asking me to come in. And every time I come in, I get no further action. So I'm released under investigation. But it's 8 months in there, 2 weeks' time. So it's 7.5 months. I've been on bail, not bail, but the bail was for 4 months I was on. Then they've dropped the bail and released me under investigation, which has got his shite. So they said to me there was 6 days where, so Carl Walker, he said, threatened him. I went to his house. That was all fucking made up. Then there was Steve Mack. Twice he'd been arrested. That was all made up. He had been off. Then there was fucking Steve Sharon on here. That was all made up. He got off. Never did know to him. And then there was some boxer, he beat him up. He got off. Then he did it with another lad in Stockton, Baker. A lad called Baker was my friend. He was calling me in the pub saying, I'll knock Cockerill, I'll jab him. And he said, I'll knock your fucking teeth down your throat, you little fat cunt. He went, oh, then. And he ran at him and he ran up the high street in Stockton. Now, Stockton's got loads of like pubs outside where you put the table and have sandwiches and cappies and that. He was knocking all the tables and bottles and everything all the way up the high street, run like fuck. Baker chased him right to the top of the high street and don't ever come back. Then he got chased out of South Bank the other week as well. So everywhere he's going now, they're chasing him. The Hartlepool lads don't want him over there either. He keeps going about these books he's doing. The book about Jack the Ripper. Who gives a fuck about Jack the Ripper? It's a 144-year-old. No one's ever found the murderer. Well, why? How could he find the murderer in 1 hour? The Ripper tour. He just lies and makes things up. What he does, he'll go and he'll get the Paul Sykes book, some of the Steve Richards books, Lee Duffy book, Brian Cockerill book, Richie Horsley book, Mick Sorby book, whatever. Say 4 books have been written up with Steve Richards. He'll go and get them books and study them and take extracts out of the books. And then what he does, he puts it, that's my story, that. The 199 steps, when he said, oh, when Sykes got beat up that bad, the cop said to him, what happened to you? He said, I fell down some steps. He said, well, there must have been big steps with 199 steps at Whitby. Now, that was my story in 1991, 1992. 1991, I think it was. Yeah, 1991, that story. That was my story. That 92, I think it might be in the beginning of 92, where they got me in the house and they all tried to kill me and hit me with hammers and bars and fucking had guns at my head and everything. I said, oh, the cops got me and said, look, you need to make a statement. I said, look, I don't know. He said, could you just point us in the right direction, north, south, east, or west? It could be that way. 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 I would make a statement. So what I did in the end, I went to court and I got them all off. There was 14 people attacked me in their house trying to kill me. And I still got them off. And he said, I'm a grass still. Show me one person I put in jail, Jamie. Get one person to come forward with a statement and show me I'll put in jail. And where's this shit about being a paedophile? Where's this shit you keep putting up? He's a nonsense, a paedophile, you're wrong in this, that, and the other. Well, where is it? Where is it? Where's the charges? Where's the jailer done for it? Where's the arrest sheets? Fucking shite. Just talk like your asshole. Pissy pants. Dodge pot. Yeah, he is a dodge pot. Good piss a chance, yeah. Going equipped with this pissy pair of trousers. But he's in them clubs in here where all them young rent people are where you pay rent. All them boys you pay rent, but he's in there fucking paying them money. And that's how he's got no money. That's all gone. Then he's up in Newcastle with the 2 houses. He's up there getting on the train because it was cheaper to jump on the train. It's 10 quid there, I think, and 10 quid back. But Muggins here was picking him up, and then he was coming back. He had pocketfuls of drugs. He did the same with Neil Jackson when we did the documentary. We went to do a brilliant documentary. It was all looking great, lovely day. I got up at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. Emma made my breakfast. Wait for Neil and made him something to eat. He didn't want now because he was off his head. He's popping pills all day long. So by the time we went down the town, Emma was doing the documentary. She said, you're going to ruin this documentary. He said, oh, well, where the house where you got beat up? I said, no, we can't do it there because the woman just wants us to do it there because she's scared in case gangsters come to the house. She grabbed the phone off and started talking to the landlord, and the landlord started saying, I'm going to get the police. You're going to get us locked up? You're fucking mental, you. And Neil Jackson went, never again when I do a documentary with you. He said, you've had me in all these druggies' houses all day. I'm just a normal cameraman and I make documentaries. He said, don't get me wrong, I had bits involved when I was younger. He said, I'm fucking 50-odd-year-old. I've got a family. I've got a mortgage to pay and bills and a car to keep on the road. I can't afford to lose my job through you, get me in drug houses, because I know what you do if I got pulled off. You just throw the drugs on the floor and I get the blame because it's my car. And he's right. Putting people's lives on fucking the line just so he can have his shitty drugs. Lord Henry, Hygiene, Sweet, Howes, all the family came from Winnie Banks. Yeah, good Winnie Banks, Kev Kilty, little Elsie, little Colin I, great lad Colin I. All them lads are great lads to me. Got him with them all. What's the other one called? He was going to shoot me, and I went to his door, kicked his fucking door, and he dropped the shotgun, ran across the field. What's his fucking name now? He's an armed robber. Can't his fucking name now. He was a good lad, him. He's passed away now. Little Ozzy was a good lad there. John McPartlin, he's a dangerous man. He was trying to tell a story about John McPartlin. He said, you never even met John McPartlin. You didn't even know him. You don't even know Kev Kilty. Kev Kilty was going to batter your face saying, you're offering Kevin now. Kevin went to fight you, and you said you're going to get me onto him. So I said, just pretend I'm coming to get to fight you with him, Kevin, and get him there and have a fight with him. I'll just let you batter the cunt. He thought, he said, do you know what, Kev Kill, can you fight? I said, no, I can't fight, save his life. He said, well, I'm going to have a straight to you be my corner on. I said, yeah. It was about 7, 8 o'clock at night on a Saturday night. And Kevin said, he's phoned me the phone. He said, yeah, just get him here. I'm going to fuck my, because Kevin had a couple of lads with him anyway. He said, I'll fucking smash his face when I get him. Anyway, he never turned up. He shit himself. I'm just going to leave that. It's not worth going to jail for. That you fucking coward. Offering people out, threatening them, and then bottling it. But he's done that to little kids, like the little dog walker you see. I smoke crack and weed. That's what your words you put on the internet and call people retards. You're fucking horrible. And Jimmy B, are you okay, mate? Thank you, ID. So make one up more. He's done a thing on his thingy, somebody said. And the idiots, didn't it? It's about Lee Duffy and other people. Just got look at where's Cockerill on it? Where's Brian Cockerill? Brian Cockerill's the biggest legend. Where's Brian Cockerill putting all the stuff on with the biggest names ever in Teesside? He's got all these people on, but he's not got me in it. But I'm not bothered about that. But the song, the lad said the singing going, we're the Geordie people. We're not Geordies from Teesside. We're not Geordies at all. Geordies from Newcastle. Mackhams are from Sunderland. So he's got somebody rapping on in Geordie with the Geordie Mafia and all that shit, singing like can he, we aye man? You know, none of us talk we aye man down here. We never sound like Geordies, fucking talking shit. He's got Lee Harrison on. We aye man, and all that. Lee never talked like that. Never ever talked like that. It was no then, Joe, all that stuff. Never talked like that at all. He didn't even know Lee. He didn't even know how Lee Duffy talked until I said, it wasn't Craig Howard, it wasn't. It was Craig Howard who started that. No then. He said, no, like Jimmy Savile. No, it wasn't like Jimmy Savile. He's going, no then, how you doing? He never used to go, no then. He didn't talk like that, Jamie. You weren't there. You never seen it. I seen him. He used to live next door. He used to live in at the top Durham Road. And his mum used to go to the gambling all the time. She used to gamble. And his brother used to come in there and we used to play cards with his mum and that at 3 and 4 in the morning. I thought we'd me, Lee and that and Craig Howard and play cards and they're not for loads of money, just for messing about. And we used to have a laugh in there. So you never even met these people. You never met Roy Shout. You never met Paul Sykes. You never met Lee Duffy. You never met fucking Paul Sykes. Sorry, you never met Roy Shaw. You never met any of these characters, but you keep writing books on them because you know for a fact they can't sue you because they're dead. So you write books on the dead. Burke and Her, Boyle and fucking Brenton. That's the company. Warcry Pubs, Warcry Press are a fake company. They're not even legal. They're con. So what you've done, you've shut down your companies. He's got rid of his Rolls Royce. Brenton's moved. He shut down 3 Billygate Product Factory, who's selling the books from, because the judge was on to him and said, "What he's going to do, Mr. Cox? He's going to pull the rug from under your feet." I said, go bankrupt. He said, exactly. You're on to him. He said, what they'll do, the books are selling at £15. They'll drop them down to £12. Then they'll drop them down to £10 and £8, and then they'll get as much as they can, and then they'll just fold. And that's what they've done. They've folded the shops. He's lost his house. The other one's moved out of his house. 2 of them have moved their houses. So why have you done all that if you weren't legal? Why have you done all that if you've got nothing to hide? You've done a running because you've shit yourself because the HMC customs are going to be looking for you. So because all that's going to come out. So yeah. Shane Round, that's it. Shane Round yelling. Shane Round, he stood at the window like that with a double barrel shotgun. It was a 410. No, it was a 410. It was it was a shotgun anyway, so on. And I was with Lozzie Bingham, and I was in a Jeep. It was a Pajero, like a Shogun. So I've jumped out when I run to the window. So I run up the path. I run up the stairs. As he run up the top of the stairs, he ran through the bedroom, jumped out. He could run past him, and he ran to the Cabbage Club. Run across the Cabbage Club. I'll fucking smash your face in, you cunt. I've got a gun in shouting. I said, I'll shoot you. I said, well, come on then. When he had one go, it was only like one, it wasn't double out, it was a 410 shotgun it was. It was Matt Parton's gun. I chased him anyway. He seen me later on, he shook hands with us. I ended up helping him a few times, and their last got in trouble. She was struggling for money. I said, money into him. Yeah, we used to have a laugh. We used to go on the Steam Pack at Terry Dicko's club. It was a legal rave club. So I'm in there with Dave Woody. Woody is a big family. Next minute, fucking, he says, you remember him? Me? I went, fucking hell, is that you? He went, yeah. Like that. He said, this is Brian Crock, the best fight in the North East. He said, this is Big Brian. So he jumped on me back, this bloke. And I've got him on my back, and I think, is it him? And I thought, maybe not. Because he looked dead skinny. I mean, it was fucking snooker play. Alex Higgins was in the fucking illegal steam packet drinking, snorting coke up his fucking head, dead skinny, bless him. He was on me fucking back, jumping on me back like a fucking jockey. Oh, come on, bro! I was shouting all that on the back of him. Teddy was pissing himself, but some bastard pinched his coat and all his money out his coat. You know what they're like over the border, cunts they are. Yeah, he was in there. Fucking Teddy will tell you that if you ever ask him. He'll tell you that story. It's true. Pretty boy sure. But there's another one there, Phil Kitch. He done the same thing, Phil, to him. So Tina Shaw, contacted Emma and contacted David, who was like a brother to me. He was a barrister. He's a good lad, barrister. He lives in America. And he said, oh, Tina wants to come on because she said he's doing a show about Roy Shaw. And he said he's got permission off. He's got the lost tapes. He said them tapes have been stolen out of my house. So he was going to use tapes that were stolen out of our house to put on a show and pretend I found the lost tapes of Roy Shaw. Steve Ray said to me, Brian, them tapes have been out for about 5 years. They're not lost tapes at all. He's just making lies up to make more, to make it sell another book. Fucking compulsive liar. Don't forget to push the like buttons, guys. So Tina Shaw come on, and she gave her version. She went, you don't know me. He's saying, oh, I'll go out drinking in Essex with her, sleep at the house with her. She's a great lass. I've known her for years, but I get on all the time. She's never off the phone talking to me. All this shit he was telling all you was the public. So I got Tina on her live. She went, you, tinfoil, ring me now. There's my phone. Ring my phone now. Prove to everyone you know me. No, you can't fucking do it, can you? Because you're full of shit. And when that book there, she went, that there is toilet paper. She said, that's my dad. He's a legend. He's a legend. That man's my dad. And you're writing books on my dad without asking my permission. And, so I did. He tried to do a documentary. So anyway, Paul Suggett gave me his deal from article. He pulled the plug on it. And then there was another one getting done by Stewie Armstrong, the movie maker and boxing promoter. He threatened to batter him because he threatened Carol Edwards, Lee Duffy's partner. Tinfoil was going, I'm going to get you blown away. But he's pretending to be Teddy because he had the admin of all the computers. It's me, Teddy Dicko. You don't do this, I'm going to do that. And pretended to be Teddy Dicko. But it was him. Tinfoil again, changing the names around these ones. His brother said he's the most twisted fucking man I've ever come across in my life. Horrible to say, but it's my own brother, but he's twisted. That's why none of us will let him in the house. He's jealous of every single one of us. Or somebody does something good at school, or somebody wins something like a lottery or something. He can't stand anyone getting better, and he hates it. He's jealous to death, and his fucking wife's the same. Poison she is. Pure poison. She went, I walked free for the magistrates. Well, Shirley, you can't go to the magistrates in 2022 because they weren't open. That's how thick you are. You always, when you do my stuff, I make sure I do my due diligence. You were thick. The courts got closed. All the lads were in jail on here. You all know. You were in jail. You got a full phone where you had the full talk time when you could talk 24 hours a day to your family because there was nobody getting visits in or out. I'm right, guys. Anyone was in jail 2022. They cut it down from 21 to 22. I think it was about. I can't remember the month it was. Anyway, I went to court and it was Auntie Joseph 10. I was representing him as a Mackenzie friend, like I did with you, Tinfoil, when you got £15,000 off the door and you ripped the door off and you pretended they got the money to talk to Tyson Fury and Tony Bellew and fucking Ricky Hatton. It was all fucking lies. You conned it all at £15,000. But what pissed me off is loads of people have done it. My dad did it when I was a kid. He fiddled it all. Loads of people have done it, but you're calling other people. They're doing it. You're doing it yourself. You did 7 books, 7 documentaries. You did 7 Kindles. You were getting your own money. Shelley was getting £1,000 a month on family credit. She was working as a sitting advice bureau worker. And you were selling books and making money off the books and not paying any tax on the books or anything. That's why the judge said we're going to have to stop the case because the case can't go on because Warcry Publishing, Warcry Press aren't an entity in Company's House. So therefore, they're not a company, so they had to stop it and then reopen it. And Tinfoil went, I'm not an author. I'm just a ghostwriter to the judge. And that's when we knew it was all fraud. We knew he was a fucking liar. So he'd never written one book. His wife actually types the books out. He dictaphones the people and she types the books. That's the con. He has never written a book. That's why they call him the fake author. They all come out in the courtroom. We went face to face. We were on BT Meet, it was called. And you had to say, my name's Brian Cockerill. Brian Cockerill's entered the conversation. And when Tinfoil come in, he recorded. He said, you're not allowed to record things. So he recorded the court hearing from their civil courts and made a video up, pretended he walked free from court. And the judge sent me a letter saying, Mr. Cockerill, I've had Mr. Boyle charged with contempt of court under Section 2A17. He has broken court rule. It is against the law to record or video any documentation or write anything about anything in a court case whilst it's on live. You're not allowed to do it live. So he did that. So he was done under Section 5.6, I think it was called. And he had to take every single video down that he put up. But he said, hey, I walk free. So he just spliced it. He got the bit where the judge said, you can go for now because there's nothing to do with you because you're only part of the company, but you don't own it. So you can't sue him because you don't own the company. So then he said, right, Mr. Boyle, you can go. So you went, thank you, John. Thank you, Your Honour. And he went. But he said, by the way, Mr. Cockerill, if you think he's involved in any of the indictment, you can bring him back any time you like. Anyone knows what the law you're not talking about. But she tried to pretend it was in the magistrates. Now, the magistrates are only for civil cases. So they're only for like nicking and stealing, getting in trouble, stuff like that. They're them type of charges. So that if you get more than 2 years, they refer it to the Crown because you can't give you more than 2 years. So if you look for, you can't get done for fraud in the magistrates. It has to be in the civil court combination of the Crown Court, and it's the Crown Court judges that do it. So she just lied. We walked 3 times for the magistrate. So, well, what date was it? And the date she gave us, the courts were closed. So I put the computer up and went, push the number. When was it closed? And I can't remember. It was two months closed when she said she was up. She never went up. And if she was up, they'd have had the court letter saying they won the court case and they'd have let every one of you see them. There's no court. Or they would give us the invoices, or they would give us the inventory to show us how many books have been printed and how many books have been sold. They didn't give us it because they hadn't got it. And the judge says the reason why they haven't got it because it's going to be detrimental to them. So the judge made him give me the invoices, the disclosure. So I've got that now. I'm waiting to go to the next stage where I'm going to go to the small claims court and get them to do it because I'm getting better now. I can get out. I'm getting running about now, driving and everything. Any questions, anyone? Terry is a good bloke. Terry was on the phone yesterday. He said, tell everyone I was asking about because I said I'm going back on. You just talk fucking shite to me. Get 100 likes. Yeah, we need 100 likes, guys. You need to be mercenary saying. Look, next time. Yeah. I've got a question right today. You'll use it like, who won in Nijinsky, the horse, in 1978, 80 something? I said, Lester Piggott, and I've just won it. I won £64,000 on the didn't win it in real life. You're on the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I've won £1 million 3 times, and I've got £500,000 4 times. I'm very good at quizzes, really good. So you put out the other day, Brian Cockerill's been arrested. He's been remanded to Home House. He's getting a massive sentence, and he's not coming out of jail for a long time. He's been remanded, so he goes to jail. Just lies again, tinfoil. You just can't stop talking shit. No, that was wishful thinking, and you're going, please God, I hope he's got jail, begging God to fucking get me jail. I'm not going to jail because I've done nothing wrong. You fucking idiot. Do you really see the reason why it's gone on for 8 months? Because me and Emma phoned the 999. The neighbour next door phoned him twice. The neighbour who's a policeman phoned him twice. The neighbour on the road's a fire brigade. The woman across there works on ambulances. And the other one works for the Dole and he's security. And the other one in the corner is a doctor and a nurse. They all phoned 999, they never turned up. So then what happened is they said everyone has the right for a 999 call for the police to come. The cops come for me because of that scumbag. He made a phone call, but in 40 minutes the cops come to arrest me. But he's threatened to burn my house down, smash the windows, put windows through, firebomb. They're laughing at me, but no, they digs in. No, Gary Smasher, we come to smash your house. We all, the cops said, we know he's done it, but we can't prove it. But they still didn't do the job properly. They have to come out when somebody phones for a 999 call because somebody could be dying. So if there was a 999 call that was somebody knocked over and they were in a bad way, but then somebody saw there's a house on fire, they'd have to go to the house because it's more serious. Do you understand me? But if there's a fact somebody on the road where they can't get them out the car and they have to cut them out, they would probably split it up. One will go to the fire and one will come to the house. But the fire brigade said, how could we get here quicker than you? So the fireman said, we're in these big dentists with thousands of gallons of water in. You're in an X5, top of the range, 150 mile an hour vehicle. Top driver's driving it, and we got here before you. It doesn't make sense. Something's not right about this. He said, this is the third time we've come here and put letterbox smoke detectors on the house. And the windows have been smashed and firebombed. And now there have been explosive devices shot at the house. That's the pyrotechnics. That's it. The 1818 1818 Act. If you make a bomb and you put a detonator and you light it, that's a homemade bomb. And that's what my friend said to Kev Kilty's ex-brother. Sorry, Kev Kilty's brother was ex-SCS. He was in MI5 and he worked for a munitions factory. He knows everything about weapons. For years, he did about 30, 40 years. And he said they've just covered up Middlesbrough Place a terrorism act. But a car down the road, 6 miles away, got petrol bombed the same night. The cops turned up, took the range arm response, all armed police out, cordoned the area off, put the fire out in the car, got a fucking recovery truck, put the recovery truck on the back, put a tarpaulin on the back of it, and took it straight to forensics in Wetherby. My car was left 18 days with fireworks and it didn't dare go out in case it went and blew up. And 18 days and they perished with the they perished with the weather being rained and stuff. My back windows aren't working in my car. So they never done nothing. So when they did come out, they didn't even take the fireworks. Now what the local, my mate does fireworks, said you have to be 21 or more to buy fireworks and you have to have a passport. And you send off at, say, Holland, and it'll send yourself a tracker and it'll tell you where it's come from and tell you who it goes to. And they'd have to send their name and address and a picture of them to get the fireworks, to get that certificate to sell them. I know people who do. My mate used to sell them in Jack Hatfields. He used to have a fireworks there, but Indian lad. And you have to have all these permutations to get the stuff. You have to get it right. You get caught selling fireworks on the street, you go to jail and a terrorism act. You're not allowed to sell them unless you've got a certificate off the relevant people. I think you go through the council for it. But that would tell you where they came from. They could say, well, we sent that. There were them Tomahawks or something. Tomahawk fireworks, I think they're called. But poor Emma. Emma's out the door, they're running about after me, looking after me, put me upstairs. Emma! Poor Emma. Yeah. Oh, Henry. Welcome to the family. Don't forget to push the like buttons, guys. Try and get up to 100 if we can. We were getting there. We got 1,800 the other week in 1 week. But you know, we've had 160,000 people watching in the last 12 days because I've been off. So only 12 days I got, and it's like you get 28 days, you get like your review to everybody's watch. So in 14 days, I think it was on. 12 days or 14 days it was on. We still managed to get 160,000 people to watch it. Obviously, I've been bad late for the last 14, 15, 16 days. I think it was 12 days, I think it was. So that's really good. So we're going to step it up. We're going to start doing it outside and everything again. We're going to go to pubs and that and talk to people in the pubs and clubs. Oh, that was what I'm going to tell you. This is Birmingham movie. It's been done. It's finished. So I'm in that there. I'm a drug lord. I'm having to do a lot of acting sitting down because of my injury. So you see me sat down. I've got a cap on. I've got the same type of clothes on I always wear. Oh, that's what he said. You look stupid with a hat on. Well, why would somebody look stupid with an Adidas hat? Does Paul Pogba was on that fucking £1 million a week or whatever look stupid? Does fucking Ronaldo look stupid because he wears the Adidas hat? Does most of the football team, Liverpool players, look stupid? Oh, and you've got an American shirt. Well, Jamie, I'm a treble extra large. JD Sport, and you do double XL, so I couldn't fit me. And I like to be loose with my top. So my arms are quite big and my shoulders are big and my lats are big. Nowhere near what I was, but I can't get nothing to fit me. So, and all the other stuff in triple X larges, like out the fucking big, like the Fat Man shop where they've got big bellies and everything. So the American shirts fit perfect for me, just doing my podcast, sitting in the house, doing nothing, or going to like sports dos. So I've been choosed to go to a sports do. I think it's October, where I'm going to give out the trophies to the winners and the people who come second and stuff. So I've been given that responsibility. So I'm going to be doing that. Also going back in the schools. I'm also going to see the lads with the prison ones because he got me in Doncaster and he got me in Leeds because he lives in this area. He said, you do well in the prisons helping people, especially with this knife crowd, especially this new, carry on with this young lass. That young lass there had a whole life ahead of her, taken, cut down in the midst of fucking life. Everything gone, the whole family destroyed. That's what I say, but when you take a knife out, you don't just take a knife out and kill one person, you kill yourself. The Buddha says, if you dig a grave, if you kill someone, you've got to dig 2 graves, one for yourself and one for the person you've killed. Because once you kill someone, you might be all right when you're 20 odd. When you get to 30, 40, 50, it starts coming back on you. And you have the nightmare dreams and all the stuff like that. So you need to remember, when you go out with a knife, you've a chance you're going to use it as massive. Another thing what happens is sometimes you get the knife took off you and your own knife gets used on you and you get killed. So what's the point of one? You're not carrying them knives down the town to peel potatoes or make a sandwich. You're carrying them for showing off, or you're carrying them to be in a gang to show off, or for defence. Now, if you're sober, you probably won't lose the knife, but if you're full of drink and full of alcohol and full of drugs, you'll pull the knife and stab someone within 2 seconds. You're going to go to jail for 25 years, the madness of 2 seconds. But if you never had the knife on you, you can't use the knife, so there's no chance you're going to jail. So you might get in a fist fight, you might get locked up, you might get remanded for 3 months, you might get jail, you might get community work, but you haven't took someone's life. Because if you take someone's life, that'll be the worst thing you could ever do. It'll live with you for the rest of your life, no matter what you do. Same as drink driving, same as drug driving. If you got in a car and you kill a kid in a car drug driving or drink driving, you can never ever forgive yourself, because you'll always remind you, because drugs alter your brain, your perception. So that split second before you push the brake, you could have pushed it a couple of seconds before, and that's what takes people's lives, because you're not in control of your brain properly, because your body's not in sync, because your body's not working properly, because you're taking mind-altering drugs, so your mind's been altered different. So you've done tests with people where they've been 2 or 3 seconds slower, which is horrific amount how many people could get killed in that 2 or 3 seconds. In my day, mate, I think I could have beat anyone, and that's me being honest, not telling lies. I think I was capable of beating anyone. I fought some of the toughest people in the country, like the Lee Duffys and some top people from Newcastle and down the road in Manchester, all the people from all over the fought. But I beat everyone in Teesside, every top fighter in Teesside I beat. Nearly everyone. Most of them are my friends as well. I run the doors, I kept all the doors right. And everything was good. Everyone was looked after. No one was bullied. And I made sure that the rave clubs nobody got taxed or beat up or robbed or things like that. I made sure everyone got in properly. I made sure the water was getting run so people could drink with the water, because a lot of these clubs would turn off would turn the heating up and they would turn off the cold water. People would die because your head blows up. What happens? They get that hot, they drink too much water, and your head blows up and it kills them. Water in the brain. That's how a lot of people died. Well, so what's happening is the taxman book's getting done. It'll be done by, I think it's going to be done by October next year. Lee Watley's doing it. It's going to be massive. It's going to be like that, massive book. It's from me being born, my relations in, what they were in the family from Scotland coming down, living in a little tiny fucking cottage on the A19 with one of them black fires that used to have, put coal in it, having to live out, go in the woods and get wood, digging up tatties out the fields, farmers' fields, digging up fucking cabbages and all that just to live, starving, and then moving from there to different places and moving to Hartlepool, living there, going to school there, and then leaving Hartlepool and getting a job on the door and working in the gyms and stuff, and becoming up the tree, fighting this one and that one, and for all the top fighters, like in Middlesbrough and Stockton and Billingham and all them, and beat them all. And some of them I haven't fought, or friends of mine, but they wouldn't fight me anyway. But I never fought people. People come down, goes with me, and the fucking idiots. And the next day they wake up and realise what they've done. They'll come for me and say, "Look, I'm sorry about that." So I could beat them up even more if I wanted to, but I've already knocked you out. So I just shake their hand. Once you've knocked somebody out and you beat them, you don't have to keep going back. If you keep going back, then you're a bully, because you know you're going back because you know you can win. But when you're fighting someone you know you can't fight, you're fighting someone you know they've been beat. When you fight like Dave Garth or something like that, or you're fighting fucking Lee Duffy, or you're fighting Viv Graham, or you're fighting Eddie Buick, or you're fighting something like that, them type of people, you don't know if you're going to win because they're that good. So you're going to fight, but that shows you what Eddie Buick said. I think you can beat anyone because you're just too big and too strong. Julian Davies said it, who took me on the pads, and we did the book called Street Fighters. He written in there that every 50 to 100 years, a fighter like Brian Cockerill comes on. I've got the newspaper clip, and I've already showed you to the week. He said, I think he in his day could have beat anyone he had certainly the most hardest punch I've ever come across. He dislocated my shoulder. He said his hand speed was phenomenal, but his footwork was brilliant as well. He said, I would say Brian was the toughest man I ever come across. And in my opinion, I would say possibly could have been the best fighter I've ever known. He said, but a fighter like him only every 50 to 100 years comes around. That book, we've got that quote. It's going to be in the book from the Middlesbrough Evening Gazette. He said, how can 14 people go in a house with hammers and bars and knives and all big lads and attack him and stab him with all sorts, and he still comes out of that house alive? Not anyone else on the planet could have done that, he said. So this is their words. Yeah, you need to get the kids in, like I say, primary school, not juniors too, primary school, and start prepping them up, for this is what a knife does, and this is what this does, and show them what it does, show them it kills people, show them what it does to families, show the people crying their eyes out, show the mums crying, their dads, show them the real harshness of what it is, and start at the grassroots. It's no use fucking going there when they're already selling drugs, they're already making £500-600 a week, £5,000 a week, £2,000 a week. They're not going to come back off that stony path when they're making that type of work. My mum make more money than you, and they're probably feeding the mums, buying the carpet for the mum, buying the house, buying the paint, buying whatever, because they're doing that much money. You need to do it right, and the thing is, if you do it right, we can all do it. But a thought becomes things become thoughts. Only needs one person to have a good thought. Like me, I spoke to the man. I said, look, why don't we do this? What do we need machetes for in this country? It's not like in Africa or in jungle and things like that. It's not like that where you need them to get through the jungle and stuff. The only people might need them maybe is a butcher or something. So they should be given a certificate, a steel container to put it in, and put a key like the farm with a shotgun. Exact same certificate. This sounds good, he said to me. I won't say which merit it is. He said, sounds really good. I said, so if you get caught with a knife, you automatically get 2-year jail. There's no going to jail. And this, the same day you get caught, you automatically have a special wing for people with knives. They get caught with a knife, they get automatic 2-year jail. Right. So you can say to them, you can go to jail for 3 years and you'll be out in 18 months. But if you do 2 years and do a course where you learn and you come out with a trade, then you can go into a job. But if you automatically get 2 years, you do the 2-year course, you get out. Or you can get 3 years, stay in jail, come out 18 months, and you'll be back on the streets with nothing. So I think you lose a year. Instead of doing 3 years, you end up doing 2, but you do like say a welding course or a plumbing course or electrician course. You come out and you've got a trade then to go to, and the government should be giving them people jobs. People have changed their lifestyle and said, look, I've done this, I've done hard, and give them a job as soon as they come out of jail, and then they'll give them a chance to work and get some money, and they're making money legally. And that'll make them feel good inside. And I think I'm doing well for myself here. Pat them on back. You did really well passing that course. Instead of just throwing them in jail, back out of jail, in jail, back out of jail. You go to jail 3 years, you do half that time. In that time, you could become a top criminal. Show you how to burgle houses, show you how to burgle cars, show you how to fucking sell drugs, cut drugs. So then you go in there as a normal kid, and you're coming out as a fucking career criminal. And that's what's happening all the time. These jails, they're no good. They're not working. We've been doing these jails for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. They're not working. You've got to get in the other heads. You've got to change the way they think, the perception in the brain. That means you do too. I'm not bothered. They're not bothered. They aren't bothered. But if you go into jail and they'll tell you, look at, instead of doing 3 years, you get a 2-year course. You go and do the welding, paint and decorate, whatever. You come out and I'll get you a job. Like, say Wimpy's got houses, right? Give them a job with them. Give them a job with them. They're all different people where they're building buildings and different stuff. And I think it would work because people will be working for the money then. And they'd have something to come out to. But when you're just going in jail, out jail, in jail, out jail, in jail, out jail, it's no good. And get them off the drugs. Get off the drugs for the 2 year and do that course for 2 years and get a fucking job to come out to, instead of just going straight back out on the streets, back on the drugs. First night out, you get your money and go back on the drugs. You're back in the vicious circle. You're going round in a circle like that. You're never going to get out of jail. Like a merry-go-round, you're going back and forth to jail for the rest of your life until you're old, man. You die in jail. Yeah, my fights were just fucking fights, mate, 1-on-1. Fist fights. They didn't last 2 seconds. I fucking destroyed them. You got to remember I was 6'3" and 24 stone of solid. There was probably about £10 a bit of fat on me out of all that muscle on me. You'll see the picture of me, and there's a cover of me, and Julian Davies seen it. It's marvellous. That's a brilliant picture. That I stood there like you can just see my eyes are pure black, and somebody put on Killing Machine. And the scene that was a killing machine in them days. It's a good job I'm not like that kind of fella, because you would have been, and you and 6 of your fucking top fighters, and I wiped them all out. Did it over and over again for years. And like I said, all them years I did it, if I was beat, people say, I got beat off John Smith, you got beat off Andy Jones, you got beat off this one, no, none of that, none of that, all shit. There's only that idiot keeps coming up, Paul Sykes. Paul Sykes would have easily give you a run for your money. But how could he give me a run for money when I fucking taxed him twice, you fucking clown? And you've even admitted it on the Jimmy O show. Even Lee Duffy offered him out. Lee Duffy offered him out in the fucking in the wing when he come in the jail in Durham. And he offered him out. He said, "Get over here, you fucking dunce, you paedophiles." Called him everything. Sykes went on another wing. In 3 weeks, they moved him out to Liverpool. Lee Duffy chased him out of jail. He was only 20-year-old, 21-year-old, like. He came straight from there. He was in Boston. He was doing 4 years. He came straight from the Boston into the big jail. He was on the A wing on Durham. Little Basil Mann was there. Chris Curry was with him. He was phenomenal, Lee Duffy. Yeah, nicer for weak people, mate. You're right. Cowardly bastards. SS Cumbria. Yeah, but the thing is, it's got to be people like us on here who know. It's no use giving. So it's like Mary Baker, who's the best cook. I love it a bit. She's nearly 100 now. She does all the cakes and all that. If she says, "There, Brian, make that cake," you go, "I'm going to call you fucking." But I can cook anyway. I am a good baker. I used to bake all the time with our mum. She taught me as a kid. But if you give a known person, there's 2 eggs, ounces of flour, some butter and some milk, make it as a cake, you wouldn't have a clue. But it's like these kids, they haven't got a clue. So they say, "Well, there's a knife." I think, what do I do with that? Then people are getting stabbed over nothing. Pennies, fucking stupid, daftness. Yeah, so the cover's going to be out tomorrow. It's going to be on Facebook. Racing Lenny, hope you're okay. I'm Raider. Neil French, UK. Hi, I'm just being bad with legs. Need new knees. You need to get in, get it sorted out. There's some exercise you can do, Neil, for your knees. And I've rebuilt my knees. My knees in 1988 were like a packet of crisps. I went to see a doctor called Dr. Milner from the North East Hospital. Put me on MRI. Put £850 for the MRI. He said, "Oh, I can get you fixed, no problem." I come off and it was like that, the crunching my knee. It was like a packet of crisps. So I've started off. What I've done, I started off with just 2 key leg extension and held it. 1, 2, 3, 5 and down. Hold it up and held it. So started off 1 key. I'm doing 60, 70 key now for 60 reps straight off. But both knees, the arthritis has gone completely. So I've eradicated it by building my knees up very, very slowly over the last 3 years. I couldn't even walk 2 steps. I was falling over and everything all over. It was terrible. They left me fucking paralysed in our hospital with my hand. They slipped within a scalpel. And that fucking idiot starshine saying, "Oh, he made it all up. He's never been for a proper." I was in there for 2 hours. I've got the records there. Emma's got them discharged. 2 hours, 40 minutes operation and 3 hours to bring me around. I had a big, massive white ulcer under my lip there where it had the tubes in your mouth too long. And that's a dangerous thing. My mate's a barrister, he does deals in hospitals. He said, and they've actually now admitted that they slipped under C4, which is the one that makes your hand move. He slipped with a scalpel. He said he never slipped. He never said that. He said nothing went wrong. It all went perfect. And Emma checked. She's good. When Emma checked the stuff, she said they've slipped under C4. So when I went and talked to the other doctor, because I had to have another operation 2 months later, which they said I didn't. I said, "Look, I do. There's a bulging disc and a C4, the vertebrae is not right." But no, for 2 months they argued with me. So they took me to the hospital 4 days before the MRI. And they went, "Oh, you're right." She said, "This snotty cow, no, there's." Yeah, well, golly gosh, one of them type. I told you, "Now, how old are you?" She went, 27. She said, "I know every muscle in the body." I said, "I do, and I can name everyone with Latin." I started knocking them off. She was fucking raging. When you've got so many fucks. So I've been trained since I was 13-year-old. Trained with Bertel Fox, Mr. Olympias. I've trained with Tim Belknap. I trained with fucking world champion fucking top bodybuilders. I met Dorian Yates twice. I fucking trained with some beauty people in my time. got to learn stuff off them. Tom Platt, I met him 3 times. Great, man. He's messing now, like, he looks terrible. Feels dead sorry for him. Only bullies are feared. See, when I was a great fighter, and I know, cause in my head, you've got to look like this. You can't go into a ring and go, I can't go and fight someone, I might win. I always used to go with someone like a top fighter with me saying, who have you beaten? You'd go through all the people, all these top fighters I beat. I'd be there, well, yeah, I'm going to beat one bit. But you can't go in screaming and shouting because your adrenaline goes up. Once your adrenaline goes up, you only got about 2 or 3 minutes of energy, just you're spent. So when you go in that ring, you see Tyson Fury shouting and bawling. They do before, 2 or 3 days before, to make it hype. So people, oh, it's going to be a great fight, this, but that's all hype for us to watch. But when you're in the ring, you're calm and collected. It's like a game of chess. You're watching, and you're moving around, and you think, you go that way, and you think, go that way, and you draw them out, and you'll go like that, the throw right, and then your left hook comes. You've got to learn all these skills. It 6 years and years. I've been doing it since I was 13-year-old. And he tried to teach me tinfoil to fight. He tried to teach me to fucking fight. Top fucking boxers, European kickboxer. I knocked him sparkles heavyweight. I fought another one. He was a judo champion. I hit him that hard. I snapped his fucking neck, broke his neck, a vertebra in his neck. Friends with him now. He gets on with me. He could fight this kid, fucking big lump. And he's telling me how to fight. Fucking idiot. Yeah, I was going to mention it, but I didn't because I was seeing. Most of them die because what happens is the body is dying for water, and you can drink too much. Of these cunts used to go. I used to go in the rate them fucking Jimmy and Guy Robb used to do it at the Coliseum. I'd go, what the fuck? Get them fucking radiators turned off and get them taps on. You should turn the taps off so you buy more water. I said, you're making 30 grand a night on the door, you greedy fucking bastards. People dying of like at best, and they drink too much. You're right there, Ram Raider. They drink too much stuff. Neil, hi from Aycliffe. Thank you for that, Neil, mate. Appreciate the offer, mate. Lovely lad. Bill Kit, 100% right, mate. Nobody's I mate to me be. Teach. Frankie, the lot of road men nowadays, and it's never on their own. Yeah. Look at these. I just got, but no, when somebody called me, see, I like to call them, jump the car now, we'll go jump the car, knock on the door, like that. Oh, then, run the front, run the back, get away from the house, we'll go around the park there, there's a park there. I used to like, you know where the swings are, you got a bit of concrete there, I like there, because when you're big, and you're heavy, and you're 22, 23 stone, you're on grass, you fucking sink in the grass, so if it's like a day like this, red, and you can break your fucking ankle. I've twisted my ankle a few times, so I like to be on concrete, so you can jump about and move around. You're firm on the concrete. The only thing with concrete you hit you on, you drop and hit the head and crack the skull open. I've had that a couple of times. I put somebody in the coma once hitting him. But you can't fight on grass when you're big or sand. You're better with the concrete. And the ring wasn't my thing. Mine was like biting the cunt's head, butting them, biting their fucking nose off, smashing their skull in, kneeing them in the head, stamping all over the fucking head, and I'm just all in fighting. No rules. They're the best ones. But I was capable of picking 20 stone people and throwing them through fucking car windows and things like that. Or just ramming them through a fucking wall and banging their head. I had that look on me because I had that strength. I was 600 pound bench for 6 reps. I was doing 805 or 803 pound squat for 3 reps. I was deadlifting over 800 pound, and I was curling 140 kg. And in the fucking gym, everyone was like looking at me, fucking hell, the weights he's lifting is ridiculous. Sykes didn't come out the cell, mate. He hid in the cell until he got moved into Liverpool, and he killed a cat in Liverpool. There was a cat in Liverpool, big ginger cat. And when you're bored on a Sunday, Saturday, people look out the window at it, looking at it. And I'd never seen it, but he verified it as the one I did. There's another one. He's telling me he dug me up. Now I've done McIntyre's documentary. It's been seen by 4.8 million people. I did Bernard O'Mahony's The Essex Boys in the books, Faces of the Underworld, and the documentary. I did what's it called? Gangsters of the Underworld, I think it was called, the other one. That was 4. Then I did another one with Stephen Sayers, a night with Stephen Sayers and Brian Cockerill. Then I did another one about bullies with Stephen Rafe. Then I did that other the Sayers movie with them, but I was only in it a few minutes. Somebody in fucking only refereeing. and then I did This Is Birmingham, and then I did one for Dispatches called Good Nation. Then I did another. These are national. These are BBC and Channel 5 and Channel 4. Been seen around the world. So Good Nation was in. Then I did one about Good Nation was about shootings. Then there was one about Royal Motor I was in talking. Then I was in another one about the craze. I was talking about the craze. So I've done some like 15 top documentaries, national ones. And I got another one off the BBC, and that couldn't ruin the tinfoil, talking shit to these ladies. Oh, I know, I'll just get bummed off them. They're like, I looked at him and just shut the books and just went. This was the BBC, a 3-part documentary about Brian Cockerill, from being a kid with dyslexia, to go to school, to getting in competitions, and to running the town and being who I am, and changing my life around, being a Christian, saving people's lives. She said, it's amazing what you've done. So if you read it, people wouldn't believe it, but we all know it's true, because we've seen it for years and years going on with you. I used to say, Dave McIntyre said, the most amazing thing about Brian Cockerill, he's still alive and he's still taxing people 30 odd years. Just never heard of it. And that's what people say. There probably 6 people in the world could have done what you've done. But they changed it to, I was the 6th hardest man, but I never said that. What Steve Richards was trying to explain to him, what Brian's done, was probably nobody else could have done. Maybe 5 other people and him on the planet could have lived through this for 30 odd years and got away with it. He said, because everyone else would have been killed. It's because he's so quick up here and he's so game and fighting. So both the bottle and the backup I had, and the money I had, and the people behind me had helped me as well. So you've got to have everything. Lee Duffy didn't have no one behind him, so he used to go on his own. But that idiot's trying to tell me stuff. He tries to change this past. Like, we're making the stories up about Sykes. We're not making the stories. It's 100% fact. He came to Middlesbrough to do an evening with, because Alex Higgins used to have part of the snooker club there. He had 3 or 4 snooker, like tables, I think, in there. And that's why he used to come up, and that's why he was up that night when he was in the steam packet. And Dave Garside was there and all, and they went. And he was in there, and Terry was sat there with this little lad, about 9 stone bloke. He went, Sykes, he's still fucking the WPs in Durham. He went, who said that? He said, I did. And Terry went, I did. And he went, I did. It was like Spartacus, you know, I'm Spartacus, I'm Spartacus. And they went, you fucking nonce, was shouting at him. And the doorman had to run in, grab him, put him in the back of a car. And the jippo said to him, oh, then I'll fight you 1-to-1, you fucking nonce. We offered him out to a fight. Sykes shit himself. Sykes got battered in a pub deal. Brendan Hyde's mate was in. He's this like can fight. Psychopath. Will hit you with a shoot you, stab you. He's fucking mental. So he's a bit like him off. What's it called? Probably dinner, you know, and that. The fucking call him. Goodfellas. He said, if you come at him with if you come with your fist, he'll come at you with a knife. You come with the knife. He'll come at you with your gun. You come with the gun. One of you's going to die. So he won't stop. Joe Patassi, I think he's called. So that was like him, you know, this lad. So he said he was in the bar, and he said, like, who are you looking at? The lad. And the lad went, I'm looking at you. And he turned around, and the lad just went, well, hit him with a fucking bar stool, broke his fucking jaw, and stamped all over his head. But Sykes got out of hospital and got better. He never went back to that pub because he knew that, like, he knows the lad's name. I've got his name. He's written it down for me, Dale. And he said he never went back to that lad. So it's like you, Brian, when you offered him out. Twice you taxed him, he done nothing because he knew he could beat you. He was scared. But he used to go around bullying him. Look, his 2 sons are both in jail. I think one's done jail for raping women, and the other, and both of them are in now for murder. So the apple doesn't fall from the tree. So they're both being sugar and water because they're fucking bullies, and they're both being buttered and red hot water they put on because it sticks to your skin, the sugar with the red hot water. So they've been battered in there, Franklin a few times, and then strangers, pure bullies. And he said it's all made up. No, it's not made up. Tell the victims. What about when we were at the Bishop Auckland? The Bishop Auckland, we were there, and somebody said, he said something. He said, oh, does anyone know Paul Sykes? He's a fucking rapist. He's a nonce. Tried to rape my nephew, and all the gypsies were there, loads of gypsies, and 12 lads from Martinville come. And the whole place was in an uproar. But every time, he's like that, sniffing them daft blue things or popping them all the time. So you can't work with him. So he turned out, he tried to contact John Blake Publishing, who was going to do my book. He said, oh, he's no good. He's just ruined our company. He's ruined our country into the ground. He wouldn't give us the deal what he wanted. He wanted more money. He said, well, can I just stop you there? He said, I've worked with Brian Cockerill on 5, 6, 7 books. I did the The Taxman book, it was marvellous. So more books than most books I've ever seen. He said the other one I did with him was with Charlie Bronson, Solid Fit, and that sold over 1 million books. It made over £1 million, that book. 1.2 million it made. He said, then we did another one called, well, Julian Davis did it. It was called Street Fighters. Brian was number one name in that. And out of the 22 fighters, Brian was named as the best fighter in the book. So we never had a problem with there. Then we did another book with him. It was called Scottish Hard Bastard, because Brian was from Scotland, so he's in the cover. He said we even offered him money to do an extra bit of this, that, and the other. He went, no, I don't need more money. I'll just have the same use. So he's not greedy one bit, Brian, he said. So I can't see him. And he's very, very intelligent, very astute. He said, so there's one thing you can't do is call him. You've tried to have him over, and he's seen through you. And now he's seen the paperwork. John Bennett Publishing and Lee Watt have seen it and seen that I've won the case. They know it was him just talking shit. That's Brian Henry. Oh, Brian Henry was a great lad. Mick's a great lad at all. Mick Lodge, yeah. Brian Henry, got you from Swinston. Frankie D. Durham, recall, smashing the phone up. He gives free lessons if you have a bus ticket. There's loads of nice people out there who tough lads and have got big hearts. I cry at little dogs getting hurt, and I cry at old women getting robbed. I cry at fucking see a little fucking seal or something in the water and dead, and I'll get upset with it dead easy. But then I could smash with his skull and bite the nose off, pull the fucking eyes out, and not even bat an eyelid. Because they're the worst things. People, humans are the worst people in the world. The worst species on the planet is humans. We're the only ones who go out hunting for fun, shooting big lions from about half a mile away, killing them, going out to kill that big lion. That's really tough, isn't it? Shooting a fucking lion half a mile away, shooting big antelopes, and then just put them on the mantelpieces. If they're big tough men, usually dentists from America. I think it's all wrong. There's one called Cecil that killed him. It broke my heart. Big 12-year-old lion shot him for no reason, just for the pride, just for the being the big tough guy. And I fucking sparked him unconscious. He wasn't doing what he was doing, Sykes, Frankie. He used to get the kids, and he used to when you go and he was on A-wings where the nonces are, when I was on the A-wing, because you have to go in there, it's good order and discipline, so you've got the nonces on the bottom, we're on the twos, I think. I can't remember who's on the threes, I think it might be more buddies. So there wasn't that many nonsense in, but what they used to do is, I was going to batter them and all that, but that Tom always said to me, don't say no, good to me, because they're spitting your food and pissing your food, wanking your food. I said, all right, mate, how you doing? I know it sounds terrible to talk to paedophiles, but you have to do it or it's fucking be horrible, pissing your food and everything. And loads of lads had got sick and thrown up and everything, because that's what they were doing, wanking in the food, the dirty bastards. But I've lost my fucking story now. Yeah, so Sykes was in there and he was looking after the YPs. He was on the A-wing and he was the head cleaner. So you used to have a load of chairs. So you had this one white chair, it was all white, and the rest were brown. You put them on the back of each other, like say 12 chairs. So this number one he put right at the very front, and he'd go in this room, because you'd have like a classroom, and he'd put it at the front, and he'd say, do us a favour, son, can you get to that chair? When he was like going through the chairs and get all tangled, he used to go and pull the trousers down, pull the joggy bottoms down, rape them from behind. And a lot of people wouldn't dare say they'd been raped because they felt so degraded and feel like people were laughing at them, things like that. So he got away with it for years and years and years, but he tried it on a few people and he got a fucking good hiding. Yeah, he's fucking horrible. But that I say, that other lad hit him with the bar stool, never come back. And then he got done for flashing at schools. So the Wikipedia, he got done for flashing the kids in schools. He said to one little girl, I'll fucking kill you. She was only 8-year-old with her mum. But what happened, he was in the library, he lived under the library, and the library had recorded it, but they couldn't hear him. So got somebody who does like sign language, who could lip read him, and he was saying, I'll fucking kill you if you don't shut up, you little bastard. So he got 2 years barred from the city. He used to go in Tesco's and piss on the bread, 6 o'clock in the morning. Tinfoil's going, I think it was really funny what he used to do. I think, you're not right in the fucking head, you. people that go up dead early, gone down there and make the bread for people who go on for sandwiches and stuff. And you piss on the bread and you open the can of export or whatever, drink it that one, it's like toffee, I can't remember the name of it. And you drink one of them and drink another one. The people who were at the shop, the security guard said, the police are coming, don't approach him because you'll end up knocking you out. So he was just a fucking pure bully. So that was me, and I went, here, mate, get yourself home. I'd pay for them and get him out of the shop and pay for the food for him. But he was a bully. He just wanted people to have a go because he could knock them out. He used to go in pubs, and he used to go in the pub and go, right, this was tinfoil telling me this. He went, go in the pub with all the people sat there. He told me, Carberry, go, what's your name? We got Johnny, he'd be like a bodybuilder, like. We couldn't fight, be like 20-year-old, Johnny, 19-stone big lad. Right, get on that table there and sing Hickory Dickory Dock. And he's laughing his head off at the do with that Jimmy O's, and I'm like looking at him thinking, the humiliation that kid must have felt on that fucking table must have been awful. And he's laughing tinfoil, thinking it was clever. I think it's fucking sick. I really think it's sick. And he went, and then he met the 13, 14-year-olds. I thought he was going, it was 2 young lads, and he looked after them, he trained them. He said, then he started sleeping with them. I thought, it was 13 and 14-year-old young girls. We sleep. I said, well, that's rape. He said, no, it isn't to give consent. I said, you have to maybe give consent at 13 or 14. You have to be an appropriate adult. You have to be 16 and over. I said, so therefore it's statutory rape. And then he said, then he met another girl. This was Kath. And he always said he wanted to have a virgin. He had sex with her and she wasn't a virgin. So then he went to another place in Blackpool, from Blackpool to Brighton. When they woke up the couple he was living with, he was on the run because he strangled that cat as well and killed the cat in Blood. He killed the cat in Liverpool, strangled it, and he killed the cat in fucking Brighton. But they got him for that and he got remanded for it. Got jailed for it. Fucking horrible. Killing a little innocent cat. That's a fucking serial killer, that. Well, that Kath Sykes, she said, he used to come in, Paul Sykes, and the people across the road used to say, he used to come in with prostitutes and say, right, you're sleeping there, like have a threesome, a lesbian act. And he'd sit watching his wife getting shagged by a bloke and women having sex with her. And if she didn't do it, she'd get a jaw broken. He broke her jaw 30 times, she said. And when he tinfoil after the money, she went, I don't want nothing to do with him. I don't none of his money or nothing. But the other people said, the police went at the door every other day, he beat her up all the time, just a pure bully, and the kids beat them up. And he was saying, he was trying to bullshit. Oh, that was constructed, that when he stole the money out of the pocket and the cycle was hitting the kid and all that. He said, that was all made up, that. No, it wasn't. It wasn't made up at all. It was true. He was a fucking bully. And that's why them 2 kids ended up become murderers, because they've seen all the horrific things that would in front of the mum, making the mum have sex with young boys and everything. Fucking disgusting. Papa Lazaro. What Henry to be? Papa Lazaro. Swinston. What were the Pops? Yeah, it was all wrong. You're right, mate. It was terrible, wasn't it, when he talked to his wife and everything. And it was horrible. Kath shut that bloody light off because he was burning electric. He was like a pure bully. His dad was a bully to him, I think. But you know, you don't do it to your own kids, do you? Yeah, you could tell the festive his own mother and dad, his own mum and dad said, oh, he's not out, is he? That's what they said to him when he got out. He said, oh, he's not, I hope he doesn't get out. They didn't want him to get out, his own mother and father. A bit like tinfoil's mother and father. They honest to God, my brother's grave on Emma's life and on Eli, my little wolf. He's not allowed to go in the mum and dad's house. He's not allowed to go to see the sister. He's not allowed to go and see his brother because he steals and rips them off. They've caught him in bed with different blokes a few times. They won't have him in the house because he's just vile. I think she's still alive, the woman, Kath Sykes. I'm sure she's still alive, mate, but she doesn't have nothing to do with him. She never ever meet. But I say, like, the sons are in jail for murder. Lord Henry. Wasn't Lord Henry? Oh, Lord Henry. Oh, the next book's out. I think it's going to be sometime in October 2024. We've been doing it for 3 years now. So what Lee said, to do a proper book, it takes about 4 years to do it properly. That's what he did. Lee McLean's and Roy Shaw's and all them people, and Norman Buckland. And every book he does, Lee Wortley's, like tinfoil, just dictaphone to people, and he gets them to say, like, I picked that bottle up and put it down. I picked that bottle and put it down. I got that plastic bag, done that. And everything you just said there, he does. But Lee doesn't do it like that. He'll do it, but it flows. So he just does what you say. So you do like 20 minutes talking. So when you do just what you're talking, it doesn't flow because it doesn't look right. So Lee makes it flow into the passage. It's the same way you're doing it, but he's doing it with different words sometimes, so it flows. So the book, then, you can understand that where it is. You can't, you don't know where you're at with most of these books. Like, you'll jump from one page to another page. What the fuck are you talking about? You jump from one subject to another, and after the spelling mistakes are all wrong in the books and everything because his wife keeps spelling wrong. She tells everyone she's a legal secretary, but she worked for the Sitting Vice Bureau. She works for the gas department. I asked her to get me a letter sent to get my brothers on. She couldn't even do it. She couldn't even get his fucking electric gas on. He said, no, sorry, it was his electric. She couldn't even do it. Fucking useless. If you give the money, God has money. She's huge. She's fucking humongous. So they're just eating pies and eating shit all day long because they've got no subjects. You're supposed to be doing these books. You're supposed to be doing a Brian Clough book. It's a load of shit. I've spoken to Brian Clough's family and said, why would we want an idiot like him to do my dad's book? So it's never going to get done by him. He's not doing the Paul. He's not doing the Paul Sykes movie. It's all shite. It's all made up. It's never happened. He's telling people he got 2 million. They said 2.5 million. He's fucking full of shit. Just lies all the time. Caveman, Frankie, ID. He was fucking not liked me at all. Not where he went. I used to walk at the pubs like the same, just get on that table and sing Hickory Dickory Dock. There'd be that mum and dad and the uncles and nephews all crying because the dad would be on the table singing, and he'd be laughing at them all. Nobody dare say no because he could fight. That's a pure bully. That's why that lad hit him with the fucking chair and broke his jaw. But he never come back to him anyway. And another one called Terry Mitchell had a straight with him in Leeds, and he fucking battered him all over Leeds. He never come back to Leeds after that. And he got battered off a rugby player from Blackburn. He battered him all over and smashed him all over. He's pissed weak. That couldn't be saying he was well champion because when he was only squatting £240, how could Kel 3 plates like each end? £300 that was Kel, and he was squatting 250s, 100, and 225. I think it was £220. I think it was, and then the collar's maybe £230. I went, I could fucking do that with fucking one hand. Fucking idiot. I've got 2 dumbbells. I've got 2 11-stone dumbbells, but 140, 150, 300 and what's it? 54, 300 odd pounds shoulder press with 2 dumbbells. I was 11 stone. I was pressing them above my head. Couldn't even fucking lift them off the floor. Fucking idiot. And when I did the deadlift, it wasn't up properly. It wasn't this, wasn't that. It's £1,000. You're fucking crank. You couldn't even lift a pound note up. Never mind £1,000. Right, guys, I'm going to shout for this night back. I'm a bit knackered now. I'll see you in a couple of days. Caption, yeah. So yeah, I'm going to put that on the tomorrow. It's going to be out the book. I'm out. This is Birmingham 2's getting filmed next year. I think it'll be. So I'm in that. I'm going to be in that. I think I'm going to be the drug lord I was looking after. I think he's going to get killed in the first one. Then I'm going to take over as the drug lord. So I'm going to be in a major role in this film. It's not just going to be a 5-minute one. I'll go be in it for like 30, 40, 50 minutes, maybe all the way through. You don't know yet. He said, you were acting better than most of the actors. Really good. He said, really come across good. You do know your stuff. He said, so we want you to be in the main role in the next one. He said that to me about 6 months ago. I thought he was bullshit, but he's been back on the phone a couple of days ago. He said, we definitely want you to act in the next one. He said, because the amount of people are asking because you're in it to watch it as well, it's going to be massive. I said, well, I'll get it in America and everything there. Like John Elite, sorry, good help us. And they want me to go over there as well. The Mafia want me to go over there and talk on a few places. So they were talking about the other week with Ray Mason, the boxer. We're talking about Ray Mason, a night on Ray Mason. They were talking to me. He said, no, there's a man called Brad Cockerill, he calls me, John Elite, who was the hitman. He's Albanian for the Gambini family, John Gambini. So John was talking to him, my friend back in England, Brad Cockerill, he's broke his back. He's one tough cookie and all that stuff is coming out. So that was on. He was on another one talking about me. He was on another one. So it wasn't on long, it was only on about a minute talking about me. But I'm even getting mentioned in America now, so it's good by top people. The 100 people on, 81 thumbs up. Go on, guys, don't forget to push the like buttons. Nearly made it now. I think we had over 200 people on at one go. Emma's been doing the carpets all day. Right, guys, I'm going to shout. Thanks very much for listening to me. I'm glad I'm back. I hope you're okay. Everything's going good. The schools, like I say, we're going to be doing the schools and everything. It's going to be good. Fucking thing. I can't do this. I can never do it. Got them in the way, I think. Fuck. Can I go up? Fucking wrong one. Oh, fucking finger slipped. Fucking shit computers. One thing I won't be able to do computers. He says I troll him on the computer. We don't fucking got a clue to use this. Fuck off. Drives me mental. Moves it all the fucking time. That's what it is. Why would that go up there? Get up. Can't get it. Fucking hell. I've got a clue what I'm doing. Fucking shite. You don't get it down. Oh. And come on, you fucking bastard, you're in it. And it's just me heading. Fuck. You don't know which way to do the fucking thing to make it go up. Up. Yeah. Oh, useless, couldn't use every fingers. The hands are fucked. Fuck off. Just let me fucking mental. Yeah. Oh, fuck off. Can drive me fucking mental that. What?
I don't know what he's done here. Oh, he's pressed all kinds. Don't know what the hell. Don't know. I'll end that for now.